Welcome back to another drama video. Drama! More drama has finally occurred. We can talk about it again. Yippee! 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 I'm sure you all missed the drama. I for sure know that I did, and I love talking about all of this stuff, guys. It's like my lifeblood. Have you ever noticed how much I love this? Have you ever noticed how well my videos do on my channel when I cover it? A couple days ago, our boy Dr. Disrespect made his return to streaming. And oh boy, it was a spectacle, guys.
Do you even know what the legal definition of s***ing is? I do.
You want to talk about implicit statements and not explicit statements? Then watch the 5-hour masterclass where Doc came out swinging and added even more layers to an already complicated situation and left literally nobody at all satisfied, I feel like.
We're talking about allegations that Twitch made against me as a half-baked reason for justifying their actions of suspending and shutting down my channel. Allegations that Twitch made without even a legal analysis of whether the whisper messages were legal.
I would like to say that I generally approach people with the benefit of the doubt, and the entire original situation was so bad, so insanely bad. I made, I think, one full video on it on my main channel and a couple maybe on my second channel or something like that. So go check those out if you want to see the full context of the situation. Brother came out swinging, contradicting himself and making some crazy new statements, just casting blame. I have no idea how any of this will work out, but I tell you what, I am really excited by all of this because this is like a drama that we've never seen before. I've never seen anyone get just blasted and then pretend like something pretend like nothing happened. Just pretend like nothing happened.
Refer. Huh? Oh, there are 2 R's though, man. I knew it.
That's what we're witnessing here is a lot of drama. And then he pretends like nothing ever even happened, which is kind of hard not to respect in a sense. It's weird.
Oh, you're lucky. You're lucky.
Either way, I'm excited to read the comments on this video. Let me know what you guys think down below about the entire situation. And without any further ado, let's get into it. I mentioned that the doc had made some contradicting statements. He also made a lot of new statements. He put a lot of new information out there. For example, like purposely putting minors in his official statement to own journalists. His official Twitter, apparently he put the word minors to own journalists.
You also said the word minor, Cody. I even made sure that word was emphasized in my statement, edited, etc., just to make sure these so-called journalists would pick up on it. And boy, oh boy, did they ever, champs.
That's crazy, dude. Crazy. I mean, I don't even know if you could find anything crazier. To be honest, I have no idea how any of this is going to turn out. He went through a multi-year arbitration. We fully learned all of that stuff about the whole Twitch thing.
You see, there was a lawsuit pending. And as part of that arbitration, all parties were not allowed to speak publicly about the case. I respected those rules. My lawsuit against Twitch was eventually resolved, as you all know. But even then, as part of the settlement, all parties were still prohibited from speaking publicly about the case or the settlement.
So I assume his comeback speech, whatever this is, his comeback stream, I assume it was largely written by lawyers and he didn't go off script as to not endanger himself legally.
I'm excited about something that's coming up. Right? I'm going to be climbing to 15,000 feet. A mountain.
But even with that said, it was such a mess and so just confusing and bizarre. I have no idea what the game plan is. It's insane.
So after we signed with Twitch in 2019, we asked for a new partner manager. And just a few months later, that ex-Twitch partner manager is directly involved with with getting me banned. Coincidence?
Also, to be 100% clear, I don't know if it's written by lawyers. I assume it is. After going through multiple years of arbitration and having that much money on the line, after something like this that is legal, in a sense, I don't think you would ever come back. I mean, logically, you wouldn't say anything that isn't lawyer approved, right?
They reported on all this based on leaks from 2 former Twitch employees, one of whom was supposedly on the trust and safety team. If these anonymous sources worked on the trust and safety team at the time of my Twitch suspension in 2020, then you would hope they would tell the truth. But apparently that's just too much to ask.
I've been through way less and had everything completely lawyer approved. So if this whole thing is confirmed, written by lawyers, I would like some deep explanation, maybe from ChatGPT on how the law works, because this shit is legal sewer slide, guys. Legal suicide.
Cody, why do this? What was the point? This was settled professionally. And you, knowing how black and white the internet is, you decided, you fucking rat, to leak the reported reason Twitch banned me in 2020.
But maybe Doc does actually know something that we don't. So we'll go over a short little recap. It's been a couple months since this originally happened, and the whole Mr. Beast thing happened in between this and where we are now. So June 21st, 2024, a former Twitch employee named Cody Connors posted a series of tweets over the weekend that didn't directly call out Dr. Disrespect, but they heavily alluded to him secretly talking with minors. And I was like, oh man, isn't that right, Petey? Doesn't that suck? Doesn't that suck? Doesn't the mullet mustache guy talking to minors suck? Oh, Petey, that's right. The doc. Yeah. Shungite. Yeah. Petey was Doc's biggest fan. She really liked him a lot. When this Cody Connor tweet dropped, pandemonium ensued because it appeared to answer the mystery, finally, as to why Doc was initially banned from Twitch back in 2020. There was many doors left open back then. It was a huge mystery. There's all these videos, all this speculation, all this chung, all this big chung.
A lot of you were asking about Doc. I kind of commented on it earlier. Summary of where I'm at. I don't know any more than you. And I'm just waiting for a statement from someone. And we'll see what happens.
I need to make sure there's no boogers in my nose, dude. I feel like there's fucking boogers in my nose. Am I good? Am I clean? Oh, God, I got a hairy mustache, though. Holy shit. 4 years ago, Doc was on top of the streaming world. And by that point, he was averaging tens of thousands of viewers on his streams. He'd won numerous Streamer of the Year awards, and he was going to town on being... not cheating on his wife, I think.
As you guys know, I have a beautiful family and a wife and kid. And I want to be transparent that I've been unfaithful.
And all that stuff happened. And then a while later, he was banned out of nowhere and there were no official responses from Twitch or Doc. People speculated the shit out of this situation and turned it into a massive conspiracy theory fest. And it turns out the real reason for his ban was this, the thing that Cody Connor was talking about. And that's true. It's been acknowledged. Doc acknowledged it.
We're talking about allegations that Twitch made against me as a half-baked reason for justifying their actions of suspending and shutting down my channel. Allegations that Twitch made without even a legal analysis of whether the whisper messages were legal!
And back then, when this first happened, he signed a multi-year deal with Twitch to stream on their platform exclusively, and it made no sense and caused a ton of confusion for him to just be banned a few months later after signing this contract. There had to be a big thing behind it. There had to be some behind-the-scenes stuff. Then Cody's tweet gained almost 30 million views, and all eyes went to Dr. Disrespect, and within hours, he would make his first official statement. His response was to mainly just deflect attention away from the situation. And he was like, don't even being up, bro, or whatever he said. I don't remember. He went, yeah, shungite, or whatever. He went, yeah, shungite. And then he was really tall. And then he was unfaithful to his wife. I'm sorry. That's mean. I shouldn't say that. That's low. That's a low blow. A day later, Doc would put out a longer response, further deflecting any attention being brought to the situation. Right, guys? The situation began to garner more and more attention. The Streisand effect, anything you don't want to get big will get big. And that's just kind of how it works. more and more attention, and two camps were developed at this time. You have the anti-doc, doc a PDF file people, and then you have people who love that. People who are, I guess, they like to own libtards. I don't know what it is exactly. I don't know why there is not like a middle camp, maybe like a camp in the middle that's just like, you know, I hope the truth comes out and the comeuppance is received wherever it needs to be received, and we learn the truth of the situation. Maybe the messages get leaked. Maybe we actually learn what happened so we can decide for ourselves instead of letting a bunch of speculation make us all hate each other, potentially. If I was president, I would fix everything. All right, guys? I would just be nice. I would just be kind. I would just try to make everyone get along. Aww. And I would mew. Cody continued to tweet, but people noticed that his tweets were becoming unhinged. And after some digging, they found that he had been baiting people online with information about Doc's case for years to sell tickets to his shows. So it's like, all right, well, now we can see the messenger is a idiot too. So this sucks. And this obviously immediately brought into question whether or not Cody was lying about the entire situation, and removed a lot of his credibility from the things that he was saying, because it's like, he's trying to sell it. The guy's a fool. The guy is an idiot. That sucks. That sucks. I wish there were more people who didn't try to use extremely sensitive information to sell tickets. Information that people like would want to know, you know? Trying to sell the information for tickets to his shitty shows, combined with his increasingly unhinged behavior online, people really began to dismiss him entirely. And that is until June 24th, when another bombshell dropped. That's me reacting to a shockwave, a bomb shockwave. And that's my dogs reacting to it. Why are you reacting that way? You should be scared. You shouldn't be attacking. Frankie, what are you doing, baby? On Monday, June 24th, 2024, Doc's gaming company, Midnight Society, tweeted that they had officially cut ties with him. This was huge news. Firstly, I didn't even know he was with a gaming company. That's pretty cool. Lots of people saw that this was confirmation as to what Cody said had to be true, or at least showed something much bigger was going on behind the scenes. So, you know, it's like, Cody isn't completely vindicated, but at the same time, why would your gaming company drop you? That seems kind of weird. That seems kind of really strange. And then finally, on the following day, Dr. Disrespect would make an official response, and by God, it was terrible. In the apology, Doc fully admitted to messaging a minor in whisper chats, which were secret chats that Twitch would later remove as a feature, probably because of all the minors that were being messaged. He also said that nothing illegal happened, but essentially admitted to it by saying, quote, "These were casual mutual conversations that sometimes leaned too much in the direction of being inappropriate." So you can't just say something like that and then expect people to think that you're totally innocent. But guys, unsurprisingly, Doc did. He actually thought that that was a good response. He actually thought that that was a really good response. That's crazy. Why would you say that? Why would you say that? If it's not true, why would you say that? Because now he's saying it's not true.
You don't know shit. And it was obvious from your tweet. You didn't have any firsthand knowledge of my dispute with Twitch. You said that I got banned from Twitch because I was sexting a minor through Whisper's messages? Do you even know what the legal definition of sexting is?
But why would you say that? Why would you say that? And then he edited the tweet a couple times. What the? He basically confirmed the allegations, and then people began to meme about him being a pedophile, and he lost a ton of his supporter base.
1v5, huh?
Our orange guardian has
Okay! I guess I'm the only one on this one.
I, for a long time, was I wasn't a fan of Dr. Disrespect. I bought his Halloween costume. I thought that was kind of cool. And I bought a shungite thing because I thought that was really funny to say shungite and think that it does things, think that it absorbs radiation or whatever. But he non-ironically has shungite around his casa, as he calls his house, and he believes that it does something, I think. Non-ironically, it's not a joke to him. He also goes, yeah. Sometimes he's really funny, but like at the same time, I don't care. I don't watch streamers. I don't like streaming. So he claimed that nothing illegal happened, but it seemed a lot of people didn't buy it because whether or not anything illegal actually happened, he was still caught inappropriately messaging a minor as a 35-year-old man in secret chats with a wife and child. So like, that's bad. That's bad. That's always bad. That's always bad. That's pretty much like, yeah, that's always bad. All right, little guys. Furthermore, something bad must have actually happened for him to get permanently banned from the website that is Twitch. It's pretty difficult to get banned from Twitch. I've tried before. It's not that, I mean, you can do stuff, but you'd also get banned from the whole internet, just in general. Like, it's really not that. Either you slip an asshole, you show your asshole, or you say the N-word, or you do something horrible. But all those things are like, you know, very obviously things you shouldn't be doing online. Then editing the tweet made things a lot worse for Doc. He removed and then re-added the word minor, which made him look even more weird and guilty. It's like, what the? After getting so much backlash, then he would delete his apology altogether, making him look like even more of a guilty guy. I mean, what is going, who's the Stromboli in this situation? Why are you looking at me? Why are you looking at me this entire time, PD? I don't like it. I'm gonna pop your head off counterclockwise. And then I'm gonna take Frankie's head, swap your heads, screw it on, clockwise. And then I'm gonna hold you both up and I'll be like, oh, look, interesting. White body, brown head, brown body, white head. Interesting. Now kiss. Doc would then opt to go on La Vacaciones and get off the internet and take a break from streaming for a little while after he admitted to talking to minors, talking mining. He's a big mining guy. After all this, most of his friends came out and dropped support of him. Tim the Tatman Taylor and Nick Merckx both put out videos talking about how disappointed they were in him. And in the same video, Nick Merckx also tells his wife to be quiet while he yaps Twitter, which is awesome.
No excuse for something like that. And I can't support it. Hang on, honey. Doing this, talking to Twitter. I can't support it. I can't defend it.
I love Nick Merckx, guys. He's one of my favorite content creators. His big neck. He's good at being loud, and he's got like an accent, and he's got a big neck. And like those three things combined in a really bad microphone.
No shot. No shot! No shot! No shot! Oh my God, I would have lost my mind.
And those three things combined really just emanate entertainment and quality. I really love that guy so much. And then Tim likes the Dallas Cowboys.
Kind of throw a Hail Mary to the end zone and Lamb, nope, out of bounds. And that will do.
Just kidding, so do I. But like, you know, he likes him more than I do. The world finally knew what had happened to the Doc back in 2020, and it was not good. While on his hiatus, he would occasionally post to Twitter and get mean to hell for it. Seemed like people really had their minds made up about the Doc. Now we fast forward to September 5th, 2024. The Doc, he posts a video of himself driving a speedboat and telling the world that he was returning to the world of streaming. Yes! Yes! My favorite streamer is coming back, guys. Yeah. I can't wait to see what he has to say about the minor allegations. Can't wait. Of course, people saw his speedboat. They made jokes that he was driving to Epstein's Island, which he didn't like, and he responded quite childishly. But I've got to say, it's funny how he just doesn't care. He doesn't seem to, well, he does definitely care, but he's still going to stream. He got pulled from the YouTube Partner Program. No website will take him. Kick preemptively banned him. And like, he still doesn't care. He genuinely does not give a, like, how is he making, I don't understand how any of this works. This return seemed pretty normal and no different than any other Doc YouTube stream, at least from what I remember. I haven't watched that many of them. He's got the MVP intro, which is a compilation of his top gaming moments / freakout rages. I think his top freakouts, his top gamer rage freakouts. What the f was that sound? Did you guys hear that shit? What was that, a monster? Was that a monster? Then the stream moved to the live portion where he's in his imaginary mansion. I don't know what the f is going on, guys. This is enraging now. It's enraging.
Easy. Rough landing. The name.
Oh, baby, 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 the name.
The role-playing thing is a really different, it's a different vibe now after all the cancellations and all the talking to minors and stuff. Like, it's not as cute. It's not as cute. And, you know, it's maybe a little, a little dumb, maybe. A little childish. A little minor-oriented. He walks around his real mega mansion and his elevator pod, which shows up every few minutes and takes him around. And guys, it's irritating. It's extremely irritating. This whole thing was getting on my nerves. I was excited to watch him acknowledge all the stuff and talk about all of it, but he's fucking doing this shit instead. What the f? So it seemed like in the beginning, there was a lot of support in his chat for his return. I'm sure he probably turned off chat from you know, the general peons like myself, but there were some hilarious comments that popped up during his Mega Mansion tour, like someone asking where the daycare was in this Mega Mansion. Which is really funny. It's really funny, to be honest. And then he read the chat and someone says to hop on Wordle.
Doc? Jump on Wordle? God, man. On a day like this, why would I entertain the idea of playing Wordle?
And somehow he has Wordle already up and a whole transition for Wordle, which I have to admit is pretty cool, to be honest. While playing Wordle, he read a chat message that told him to address the elephant in the room. And then he had a little bit of a freak out. He mocked the chatter, saying, "It's the worst of the worst of the worst," in a nerd voice.
Elephant in the room, Doc. We're waiting.
Oh my God. Oh God. It's the worst of the worst of the worst of the worst of the thing I've ever.
Just relax, man.
Pretty insane to mock what you're being accused. What's the accusation? You know what would solve all this? Releasing the messages, opening up the can of worms would solve all of this instead of, like, I don't know. He then covers his ass a bit by talking to his champs. A lot of people agree with him after what he said in his chat, which I think is pretty wild, but you know, it's one thing to, it's the internet, right? Like this is weird. Sure. I'm not going to watch this guy. Like this is bizarre, but I wasn't going to watch him in the first place. And I'm not going to watch any content creators really, because they all mostly kind of suck a little bit, aside from the ones that are in my direct friend group, to be honest, and some other adjacents. All right. But like, why do you care? Why do people care so much? Why do people care so much? It's so strange. They agree with him in spite of everything, which I guess there's something to be said for that. I mean, it's like loyalty or whatever, but he's never done anything for you. He's just taking advantage of you. He's just a guy and you're watching him. He's just a guy and you're just watching him and you're like, yeah, it's pretty chill. He's not acting, or he's dancing around and streaming live. Like, it's nothing that crazy, dude. Like, he hasn't made anything. He hasn't produced any art. He just acts insane and then makes shitty responses on Twitter. He then continues his Wordle for a few more minutes before going back to reading chat again. And another chatter told him he was ignoring the issue. He then began to mock that person, and the chat reacts to that with laughter. They love it when he does his nerd voice. It is a good voice, I've got to say.
Yeah, just keep ignoring the issue and putting up this act. God, I'm so concerned and worried about everyone else's problems except mine, because I'm dealing with a deeper depression and I like to project.
Oh, champs.
And finally, he starts talking about the issue when he's at around 200,000 viewers and everyone is sitting and waiting on what Doc finally has to say. He starts talking about the tweet that he posted, his statement, whatever it was.
For almost 4 years, champs, the public demanded to hear from the Doc regarding the Twitch suspension. I guess since you all missed the point with my personal statement, maybe it's time to tell my side of the story.
Talking about how there was a behind-the-scenes lawsuit where no one spoke about it, and even with the settlement, no one was told to talk about it. It was fully prohibited.
You see, there was a lawsuit pending, and as part of that arbitration, all parties were not allowed to speak publicly about the case. I respected those rules. My lawsuit against Twitch was eventually resolved, as you all know. But even then, as part of the settlement, all parties were still prohibited from speaking publicly about the case or the settlement.
However, if one side violated the agreement, then the other side could respond.
However, if one side violated that confidentiality, then the other side could respond. And again, champs, I respected all the confidential obligations.
So disgruntled ex Twitch employee Cody Connors spoke out years after it happened and violated the agreement, it seems. And everything for Doc turns to shit.
But apparently Twitch's own disgruntled employees didn't feel the need to abide by those same obligations. Cody Connors, ex-Twitch employee, wasn't even involved, leaks Twitch's reported reason. Years later, Cody, why do this? What was the point?
Doc then states that it was already settled professionally. He also asked if Cody knows of the repercussions of calling out the big time.
This was settled professionally. And you, knowing how black and white the internet is, you decided, you fucking rat, to leak the reported reason Twitch banned me in 2020. I mean, for what? Cody? Why? Did you not know the repercussions from spewing lies about the two-time? Did you not know the repercussions of accusing me, Cody Connors?
He then said this.
You said that I got banned from Twitch because I was minor through Whisper's messages? Do you even know what the legal definition of sexting is? I do.
Basically that he didn't know anything. He found out that he was banned for a minor through Twitch's whispers. He then says that he used Twitch's whispers, but there was absolutely no involved.
And yeah, I used Twitch's whispers, but trust me, I wasn't anyone.
He also said that Cody used the word minor, which Doc made sure that he emphasized in his statement. And supposedly, he did that in hope the internet would pick it up, and he laughed and says this.
You also said the word minor, Cody. I even made sure that word was emphasized in my statement, edited, etc., just to make sure these so-called journalists would pick up on it. And boy, oh boy, did they ever, champs.
So he used the word minor in his statement. He edited in and out, and then it was to troll the internet, apparently. Guys, what a genius, what a high-level troll. This guy's like Sam Hyde. This guy's like Sam Hyde if Sam Hyde was tall. Taller. I guess Sam Hyde is tall. He's like 6'4". He's like Sam Hyde if Sam Hyde was even taller. And also dumb. Really dumb. And just didn't really make a lot of sense. Doc says that the journalists had no facts. They didn't know how old the person he had talked to was. It could have been any age. Even Twitch didn't know.
Did any of you consider that the Twitch user may have been over the legal age of consent at the time of the messages? You didn't. Neither did any of these journalists, and neither did Twitch at the time of the ban.
The journos also even said that he was going to meet the person he was talking to in the whispers at TwitchCon, but he wants to make the record straight, guys. They never met up or wanted to meet up at all or ever made any plans of meeting this person ever. Oh my God, now that we know that, based on his word, that's awesome to know that okay, so are you telling me I can go yeah again and I can put some shungite around La Casa?
You also tried to tell the world that I was trying to meet up with this user at TwitchCon, but you're wrong. Let's set the record straight. I never intended to meet this user ever. We never made plans to meet at TwitchCon or anywhere else, and in fact, we never met in person ever.
He then stated the following, which is just, I mean, yeah, that's pretty wild.
They report on all this based on leaks from two former Twitch employees, one of whom was supposedly on the trust and safety team. If these anonymous sources worked on the trust and safety team at the time of my Twitch suspension in 2020, then you would hope they would tell the truth. But apparently that's just too much to ask.
He's basically saying that the Twitch people had the facts, but they left them out and they didn't report properly, and the trust and safety team apparently internally admitted that the messages were not and they found no material to constitute child material.
Twitch's trust and safety team, the same employees that decided to ban me, internally acknowledged that the whispers did not constitute child material CSAM. I'll say it again. Neither I nor the Twitch user exchanged any sexual graphic messages or images.
Then he talked about his usage of the word inappropriate in his statement, and he was like, look how it was painted in the media.
I even used the word inappropriate purposely. And look at how it was defined by everyone, champs. Huh? Including these defaming articles I'm sorry, but mutual bantering with inappropriate jokes taken out of context should have never led to me getting banned from Twitch in the first place.
Inappropriate, dude. When you say inappropriate, you communicating inappropriately with a minor, what do you think people are going to say? You think people are going to give you the benefit of the doubt when you're saying you inappropriately communicated with a minor? What do you think? What do you expect? Do you want people to be like, oh no, he's probably not actually a predator. He's probably like, do you want people to downplay that? Do you want people to, what do you want? What would you like? What would you like? What do you think a rational response to that is? Because to me, seems even worse. Seems even worse. If you would have just said that didn't happen and they're breaking their side of the agreement, this is insane. Internally, there was no admission to any of this. That would have been a much better response than trying to purloin news with this terrible statement. Then he says the allegations made against him by Twitch weren't even backed by legal analysis.
We're talking about allegations that Twitch made against me as a half-baked reason for justifying their actions of suspending and shutting down my channel. Allegations that Twitch made without even a legal analysis of whether the whisper messages were legal.
And he uses whispers to converse with his community because that's what communities do on Twitch, supposedly, I guess. I don't know.
I engage with my community. I engage with other streamers. And through Twitch Whispers, I communicate with Twitch users. Conversations that consisted of a variety of playing games and gaming politics, content creation, random stuff. This was the extent of my whispers with this Twitch user.
Now we go back to talking about 2020, back when all this stuff originally happened. On June 24th, 2020, Twitch's special operations team investigated the report and found no issues, meaning it did not warrant any further escalation to Twitch's law enforcement team.
On June 21st, 2020, my ex-Twitch partner manager learns that I exchanged whispers with the Twitch user. The Twitch user tells the ex-Twitch partner manager that they do not want to report anything to Twitch, but this ex-Twitch partner manager encourages the user and even directs them to file a report directly with Twitch, even though the user told him clearly that we never physically met anywhere and that no photographs were exchanged. On June 24th, 2020, Twitch's special operations team receives and reviews the user's report. They find no issues and determine that it did not warrant any further escalation to Twitch's law enforcement response team.
And in spite of this, the two-time was banned, even though they already did not do a legal analysis. They didn't actually look into any of the messages. They just were like, okay, let's do this. This is bad. Basically, what he's saying is that they just wanted him gone and that it is a big conspiracy is what he's saying. And that, if true, is crazy. That's insane. And that makes some sense. If a platform didn't want to pay you the money that they're paying you, maybe you slept with someone's wife or whatever, and people are jealous and they hate you and they want to get rid of you, there is some water to be held there. But all we need, guys, is a little bit of evidence. So
he finds out that no further action will be taken. So what does he do? He personally escalates the report to a friend on the Twitch's LER team. The LER team, remember, that's the Twitch's law enforcement response team. The LER analyst pulls the entirety of the whisper messages and begins discussing them with his director of the LER team. Mind you, this director is on vacation at that time and does not have access to their computer or work files. The LER analyst cherry picks and sends a few targeted excerpts out of context from the whisper messages to this director. Now, if you do this, you can make anyone's messages look inappropriate, even when they aren't. Within less than 1 hour, this LER analyst and his director have made the decision to suspend me from Twitch. Twitch submits that report. The National Center for Missing and Exploited Children. Guess what? As far as I know, and over 4 years have passed, they didn't do anything with the report.
the next part is when Doc provides the evidence and he's completely exonerated. Just kidding. He says he was trolling people. He just says he's so bad. This is terrible. This is terrible. If what he's saying is true, I would love to see some facts, but if you're not going to provide any facts, then how is anyone supposed to believe you? This is the worst ever YouTube response or response to anything ever that has ever occurred because it's so contradictory and so inflammatory and makes no sense and puts nothing to bed. And you're just contradicting everything that's been said and then providing no evidence. Source, trust me, Trust me, ho. So anyways, back to Doc. He wasn't interviewed. The victim wasn't interviewed. No third party, including the partner manager that supposedly caused all these issues, was interviewed either. And Doc is big mad about it, guys, because they didn't question his intention. They didn't question anything. They didn't give him the benefit of the doubt at all. They just wanted him gone. That's what he's saying.
Twitch makes this decision to terminate my contract and ban me while admitting that they never investigated the age of consent in the jurisdiction where the user's messages were sent and received. Twitch makes this decision to terminate my contract and ban me without ever interviewing me, the user, or any other third party, including the partner manager.
This is where stuff really starts to get interesting. He goes on to question why he was treated differently from other streamers who also did other things.
Why did Twitch treat the doc so differently from their other streamers? I mean, outside of the obvious. I mean, just take a look at me. Right?
And he calls out some other streamers and things that they've done and were never banned for. And I don't really know who he's talking about, to be honest.
Take a look at some of these horrendous acts of Twitch streamers that were never banned. I've got some examples right here.
These are some pretty crazy things. I don't know who any of these people are, but it's an interesting response. Admitting to inappropriately messaging a minor on Twitter after all the stuff comes out and then just being like, well, actually, there are a lot of other people who are also really stupid and don't deserve the things that they have, just like me. What? That's a unique defense. He provides a few examples. I would love to see who these people are, because some of these things are like, how do we not know about this? How do we not know about this? How did this not blow up? These people are so lucky. He's got dirt on some people, if real. I mean, this could just all be fake and not real at all. I have no idea.
Example number 1. A streamer that frequently used the N-word while publicly streaming, which constitutes a violation of Twitch's policies if accompanied by hateful intent. Twitch scheduled a meeting with the streamer to ascertain his intent to determine whether his conduct was a violation of Twitch's policies, ultimately determining it was not a breach of Twitch's policies. Why wasn't I called into a meeting? Why wasn't my intent taken into consideration, champs? Example number 2. Streamer was reported for discussing doing things with deceased animals and discussing pedophilia, all while live streaming. Never suspended, but instead given a multi-million-dollar contract. Example number 3. Streamer was reported for a explicit stream involving children and telling children to send Snapchats of them. Never suspended, but instead, given a multi-million-dollar contract.
So yeah, if Twitch does have a bias like that, I would love to know. But once again, you're saying a lot of shit and you're not backing any of it up. There's a constant bias at Twitch. Some people are giving leniency or are targeted less. Like, that's obvious. People are going to play favorites. It's not a government public organization with like regulations and stuff. It's just a private website that people stream on, and they're like representing your brand, so you want them to. I mean, it makes sense, right? Should all these people be banned? No. But look at Kick. Kick is a cesspit. So back to Doc, he asks everyone to look at what was going on during the time back in 2020. Everyone was leaving Mixer and coming back to Twitch, and Mixer was failing. Ninja was leaving, all these Mixer deals and stuff. So Twitch was paying all this money to get these people exclusive, and then the competition was fizzling out and failing. So now they feel like they've been scammed and cheated by giving Doc such a big contract. That's his excuse.
These other expensive streamers needed a new streaming platform. So Twitch rushed through its decision to terminate the 2-time.
So they were welcoming all these people back to their purple platform, and then they're just like, well, Doc, we don't need him. We don't even like him anyways. This isn't even a business thing anymore. Let's get rid of this son of a bitch. Let's falsify all this stuff. That's what he's basically saying. It's so weird. Then he states the following.
I'm not denying the exchange of whispers, champs. I'm not denying that to all of you out there. It looks bad. I have no way of knowing if the Twitch user thought our exchange of whispers was inappropriate. If it was, I apologize. All I know is that I never did what Twitch, Cody Connors, or the public is claiming that I did.
So Doc's saying he didn't do the things that everyone is claiming that he did, and there is no way of knowing if the user thought the exchanges were sexual, so he apologizes. But he says it wasn't his intent and that he didn't do what they were claiming, which, that's valid. That's believable. That's believable. It's possible for people to be misled. It's not like legal process is perfect. It's not like any of this stuff is perfect. And it's just more so the response that the Doc made on Twitter is weird. But anyways, later in the stream, someone asked him to release the DMs, which is a very fair demand. And I feel like the only demand that makes any sense. I will not support or believe any of this stuff, especially after the admission of guilt on Twitter, until there are DMs released.
People want show the message, release the messages, show the messages.
What are we in second grade?
Especially if he's got nothing to hide. I mean, come on, dude, release them. You've got to have them. As after a multi-year arbitration, you've got to have them. His response, quite childish. I mean, that's childish. Doesn't help the case at all. Come on, dude. Come on. What are you talking about? Why is it childish to ask? You mean evidence and proof? How the f are those things childish? At the end of this all, I have more questions than we got answers for all this stuff. Now there's just like, all right, so you're trying to pwn noobs by just admitting you messaged a minor inappropriately on Twitter. What? Huh? Why would you do that? That doesn't seem very smart. You're pwning journalists. If everything he's saying is true, I expect to see a lot of lawsuits. I want the truth to actually come to light genuinely. I don't give a fuck if you don't like the doc or whatever. I really, really, really want the actual truth to come out. So far, it's all literally just laughable. It's just laughable. There's nothing to be taken seriously as a result of this. It's just his word against everyone else's word. And the way that he has responded to this is very dumb and doesn't make a lot of logical sense. And if he's got lawyers, I'd fire him, dude. Holy shit, they suck. Just because you're professionally and legally not in trouble, there's more to it when you're an online content creator. If your lawyer's like, yeah, that's legal, what you're saying is totally legal, you should be fine. They're not a PR team. Not saying you need a PR team, just be honest. Just be honest, that's all you really need to do. But once again, if everything he's saying is true, there is going to be hell to pay, and it is so confusing. Jake Lucky tweeted a bit of the summary. So there's a super simplified version for you if you want to see that. You can pause this, read it, or you can go follow him on Twitter, whatever. Nick Merckx, not a big fan of the doc anymore, guys. Actman said it really well. 1000 IQ move, man. Pwning those libtard journalists. Me when libtards get pwned. The doc finished his statement and continued to just play games as scheduled, as if nothing has happened. It's really funny watching him just keep on going on as if nothing has even happened. It's very odd. It's a bold move. It's a bold move. I do have to say, I respect it a little bit. It requires a certain delusion that's just new on the internet. This is not a thing I've ever seen before. I've never seen anyone ever get ratioed so hard for so long and have so many people just hate them now for something that most people would like. I mean, that's life ruin. And he's just like, mi casa. Yeah. Shanghai. Shut it. Most people on Twitter especially think that Dr. Disrespect is a creep and a clown at the very least. So I'd have to say, in my opinion, the overall nature of his response seemed quite childish. And it had to be, I don't see a world in which it wasn't at least outlined by lawyers. There had to be a lawyer present with this. I mean, this is admitting to so much stuff that holds you liable or not. I mean, it's crazy. I don't see the vision. I'm not seeing the grand vision of this response. There are a bunch of interesting questions that are raised after all this, and I'm interested to see what you guys think about it. If Doc can talk about all of this without certifying himself a trip to jail, then I want to know what actually happened in those DMs. I genuinely do want to know. And if he is so absolute and confident of his innocence, then why not release the DMs? He says it's childish. He says that's such a cop-out, dude. It's childish to prove yourself innocent. What? Huh? To get literally probably 80% of the people who think you're a freak and a creep and a clown, they would be like, oh, we were wrong. You know, it's totally fine to be wrong. You can admit when you're wrong. A lot of people wouldn't, I'm sure, but like, what is going on? Why state that you were in fact inappropriately talking to minors, the conversation leaned toward being inappropriate? Why state that if that's not true? Why would you say that originally if that's not true? The doc has obviously put a lot of money into defending him name, and he even hinted at it when he addressed everyone in the live stream. So he's allowed to talk about it and be open and honest about it. Then why can't we just discuss it all 100%? I would love to know. I would love to be wrong, to be honest. The less content creators that turn out to be freaks and creeps and weirdos, the better for me. To be honest. Instead, he made a bunch of damning accusations without dropping any names about people who Twitch preferably treated over him, and the people at Twitch, they just don't like him. It's all him. He's the big victim. He's the big victim in this situation, which I just have trouble believing, to be honest with you guys. But at the end of the day, I would love to see the truth of the situation. What do you think down below? Oh yeah, lastly, claiming you intentionally incorporate the word minor into your apology to known journalists makes zero sense and never will make any sense. And there's no way you could ever rationalize that to make any sense as a intelligent human being or a average intelligence human being. And I can't imagine any lawyer would advise to that kind of behavior.
I even made sure that word was emphasized in my statement, edited, etc., just to make sure these so-called journalists would pick up on it. And boy, oh boy, did they ever, champs.
I'm not sure the game plan here. I don't know if he's trying to play 4D chess and just failing massively at it, but he edited his tweet a bunch of times. Like, it's so weird, dude. Anyways, I want to see some lawsuits. I want to see the truth come out. I want to see what happens to Cody Connors. Obviously, I think that guy's really interesting, and I think his involvement in this is pretty funny and just insane and totally unhinged. Cody's still mocking Doc with tweets like this, asking ChatGPT what kind of lawyer he would need when he definitely won't get sued. This whole thing is mind-numbingly stupid. I don't like this. I don't like this. I don't want to talk about this anymore. Anyways, guys, thanks for watching.